Now remember, the most important thing with these whole passage questions is that we're supposed to save them for last. So even though this is the first question, this would be the one that I would do last for this passage. So I would do 2 through 10, and then I would come to this. And that's because of the no reading strategy. If I'm not reading the passage, I can't answer this right away. I don't know what the passage's primary focus is. So I'm not qualified to answer this. But after I go through all the other questions, I've read pretty much all of the rest of the passage. Maybe there were little pieces I skipped here and there, but I would know enough to be able to answer the main ideas. So we're going to save whole passage questions for last. That's our strategy here, because now I'd be more confident. Now, even if I did read the passage at the beginning, I would still save this for last, because all the other questions are going to let me reread the passage, and then I'll have twice as much knowledge about what it's about. So no matter what, this is kind of a trap that it's first. You want to save this till you've gotten as much information as you can about the passage. And then you're just using process of elimination. Main ideas are repeated ideas. You can break these choices apart into smaller choices and ask different questions. So let's do that. A, Limey's inner thoughts to observations made by other characters. Well, do we get Limey's inner thoughts? I guess. I mean, the book comes up. He doesn't like the people who are in the restaurant with him. We're kind of getting different insights about his perception of his surroundings. So I would say that part is true. Now, observations made by other characters, we don't get that. We get maybe the dad talks for a second. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. I didn't think you were coming. That's Limey talking. So at no point are we really getting anyone else's observations. We're getting descriptions of other people. Maybe we're getting Limey's observations of other people. But we're never getting other people's observations because no one else is talking. And it's always the narrator's perspective, right? So this part, just wrong. B, an exchange between strangers to a satisfying personal relationship? Well, no, there's no exchange between strangers. Look at the beginning here. It's about Limey in the restaurant. It's about Limey in the restaurant reading the book. More about Limey in the restaurant in the book. And the King of Bavaria. He does not talk with the people who come in. He does not have an exchange with them. We kind of learn about them, but there is no exchange. So, yeah. No, wrong. The physical setting of the scene to the different characters' personality traits. Well, definitely physical setting of the scene, right? They talk about the restaurant. They describe the situation where he's sitting. We get a lot of description of what's going on around him. However, different characters' personality traits. One word, right, can make a difference. We need to focus on the 10% that's wrong in a choice. This choice is very tempting, but we don't learn anyone's personality. Maybe we learn Mr. Peters' personality. We learn his at the end, but we're not really getting multiple characters' personalities because all those other people that come in to the restaurant, we only get a brief description of this party of 4, and it's a physical description. We don't know anything about their personalities because we never really meet them. We get Limey's perspective on them, the narrator's perspective too. But that's not a personality, right? I don't know what they're like in that sense. And let's also compare that to D. Limey's experience reading a book. Yes, this whole freaking thing is about this stupid book, right? The Limey read about the Peace of Paris and France and the Allied Powers. The whole thing is about this stupid book. It's so boring. So, yeah, it's all about the book. And then we've had questions about him closing the book and reading while he's eating. And so we've had lots of book-related questions, too. So that's what tells me that that's probably the main idea, because if other questions are asking about it, it's probably important. So the book, check. 2 descriptions of people in the restaurant. Well, I just said that, yes, we do get descriptions of them. We do not get descriptions of their personalities, but we do get descriptions of just kind of physically what they're doing and how they look and all that stuff. So that word description is much more vague. And so that is much better than personality traits, right? So we always like vague choices because they're less likely to cause problems. And that's usually what makes a choice wrong, is it causes a problem with what we read. So D is the answer here. But I do think that there is a little bit of a trap in C. We've got to be careful. But that just goes to show you don't jump to your first conclusion. Even if you were tempted by C, my hope would be that you'd read D anyway and like it better. And even if you couldn't do the kind of process that I used with C to get rid of it, you would still be able to sense, well, D is a little bit better. I'm going to pick that. That's a better match with the passage. If we can do both, always better. We'd love to have reasons why every choice is wrong and why the right answer is right. That's definitely better. But if we can't do that, we do the best we can to increase our odds. We make a smart guess, and we move on so we don't run out of time.